Welcome to a moment where time slows down and the mind finds its stillness. This is Sleepy Dormscience. Tonight we step away from the noise of the modern world to follow the tracks of an ancient giant, the Komodo dragon. In these slow-motion frames, every scale you see is the armor of a million-year-old survival story. That flickering forked tongue is nature's most delicate radar. Dim the lights and join us as we explore the patient textures of evolution through the slow-motion world of this primordial creature. The mechanics of ambush, thermal invisibility. For a Komodo dragon, the hunting process is a sequence of absolute immovability lasting for hours. This phase is one of the most refined masterpieces of biological energy conservation that nature has to offer. Due to its ectothermic, cold-blooded nature, the reptile aligns its body temperature almost perfectly with the surrounding environment, achieving a kind of thermal invisibility within the sensory perception of both predators and prey. Even though its eyes are open and alert, its nervous system enters a low-power mode. The heart rate drops and respiration slows to a rhythmic whisper. This state of absolute stillness causes the prey, often a deer or a wild boar, to perceive the dragon not as a living being, but as an inanimate part of the landscape, a rock, a mound of earth, or a decaying log. By dissolving into time, the dragon effectively bypasses the prey's defensive mechanisms. The invisible radar, chemical navigation. For a dragon lying in ambush, the world is perceived very differently than we see it. It experiences life as a map of sense and chemical signals. Every time it flickers its forked tongue, it gathers olfactory molecules from the air and delivers them to the Jacobson's organ in the roof of its mouth. This is nature's most sensitive biological radar. The forked structure of the tongue allows the dragon to determine the direction of a scent with millimetric precision. If the left fork collects more molecules, the prey is to the left. A single faint molecule carried by the wind tells the dragon the prey's species, distance, and even its physical condition. It is locked onto its target without even needing to see it. Toxic legacy, the patient death. When the moment of attack arrives, this massive body reaches an explosive speed within seconds. However, the true power of the Komodo dragon lies not in its brute strength, but in the chemical laboratory hidden within its lower jaw. For a long time, modern science believed these creatures killed their prey with dirty bacteria. However, the truth was far more sophisticated. Complex venom glands located in the lower jaw secrete specific proteins that rapidly drop the prey's blood pressure and prevent coagulation. The bitten prey may think it has escaped, but the venom in its veins begins to turn time in the dragon's favor. The dragon does not rush, it simply follows. It is nature's most patient and inevitable conclusion. If you were a baby Komodo dragon, you would start your life with your ultimate test, survival. From the very first moment you hatched with a vulnerable 30-centimeter body, the world would not be welcoming at all. The adults of your own kind, even your own parents, would see you not as a family member, but merely as an easy meal. Therefore, with the very first breath you drew into your lungs, your first instinct would be to climb the nearest tree. You would spend the first few years of your life on those thin branches between the sky and the earth, meters above the ground. The trees would be both your sanctuary and your hunting grounds. While feeding on small lizards, insects, and bird eggs, you would move as silently as a shadow to avoid being noticed by the giants below. Unlike the gray, dull armor of the adults, your colors would be a masterpiece of camouflage, adorned with green, yellow, and gray speckles. As time passed and your body grew heavier, your kingdom in the sky would start to feel too small. After about 5 years, when the thin branches could no longer support your weight, you would make that inevitable decision. to descend to the ground. You would take your first major step toward becoming not the prey, but one of nature's most patient predators. But until that day, for you, safety was high above the earth, at the tip of a branch swaying in the wind. The dance of giants, mating rituals of the Komodo dragon. When the sun reaches its zenith over the Komodo Islands, the silence gives way to the heavy footsteps of giants. The mating season is not a story of affection, but a raw display of nature's power. To capture a female's attention and dominate their rivals, males rise onto their hind legs. This is an ancient form of wrestling. Massive tails provide balance while claws lock onto armored hides. The victor is not just the strongest. He is the king who earns the right to pass his genes to the future. Following the show of strength, the female dragon falls into a selective silence. Once acceptance occurs, the cycle of life is entrusted to the depths of the earth. A female carefully buries about 20 to 30 eggs and constructs decoy nests around them to confuse predators. Yet the greatest miracle is hidden in moments of solitude. If a female finds no male around her, nature provides her with a unique key: parthenogenesis, the ability to fertilize her own eggs without a mate. This is the will of a queen stranded on a desolate island, continuing her lineage entirely on her own. After 8 months of long silence, the earth cracks open, and the world's newest inhabitants climb toward the safety of the trees with their very first breath. Parthenogenesis, in its simplest definition, is the ability of a female to produce offspring from her own eggs without the need for fertilization by a male. In Komodo dragons, this situation acts like a biological emergency plan. How does the mechanism work? Normally, an egg cell merges with a sperm to form a complete genetic set. However, in parthenogenesis, the female dragon's body completes this deficiency on its own. During the process of egg formation, a small cell called a polar body, which normally withers away, merges with the egg, acting as if it were a sperm. Thus, the egg is considered fertilized, and the embryo begins to develop. Why are only male offspring born? Sex chromosomes in Komodo dragons differ from those in humans. Humans have XXXY, while they have ZZ. Females possess the ZW chromosome. Offspring resulting from parthenogenesis are either WW, which cannot survive, or ZZ. Since all surviving offspring possess the ZZ chromosome, only male dragons are brought into the world through this miraculous birth. 100 facts about the Komodo dragon. The Komodo dragon stands alone as the largest living lizard species on our planet. Their ancient bodies can reach a staggering length of up to 3 meters. An adult male can weigh as much as 90 kilograms, a true heavyweight of the islands. In the world of science, they are known by the name Varanus komodoensis. Their skin is a masterpiece of evolution, reinforced with bony plates called osteoderms. This natural armor hardens over time, acting like a knight's suit of chainmail. Hidden within their jaws are 60 razor-sharp serrated teeth curved backward for grip. These teeth are constantly replaced throughout their lives, ensuring they never lose their edge. Their gums almost entirely hide their teeth, leading to heavy bleeding during a strike. A Komodo's tail is as long as its body and serves as a powerful bone-crushing whip. A single lash from this tail is strong enough to break the legs of a large deer. Their forked tongue is their primary tool for navigating a world of invisible scents. Through the Jacobson's organ, they taste the air to map out their surroundings. Their sense of smell is legendary, detecting the scent of death from nearly 10 kilometers away. Their eyes are finely tuned to motion, spotting a moving target from 300 meters. They thrive in the sunlight as their night vision is poor, making them strictly daytime hunters. Their hearing is limited, tuned only to the deep, low frequencies of the wild. The nostrils on their snout are designed solely for breathing, not for scent. Their flexible skull allows them to swallow massive chunks of meat in a single gulp. A specialized breathing tube allows them to respire even while their mouth is fully occupied. The old myth of dirty bacteria killing their prey has been replaced by a more complex truth. Modern science has revealed sophisticated venom glands hidden in their lower jaw. This venom contains specific proteins that prevent the prey's blood from clotting. The toxins cause a rapid drop in blood pressure, sending the victim into a fatal shock. As they bite, the venom seeps into the lacerations through specialized channels. They are the ultimate practitioners of patience, capable of staying still for hours on end. Their earthy skin tones provide perfect camouflage against the volcanic soil. When the moment of the strike arrives, they can sprint at speeds of 20 kilometers per hour. They target the throat or legs, aiming to neutralize their prey with one decisive move. Often, a single strategic bite is all that is needed for the prey to meet its end. They track their wounded prey for days, following the scent trail with rhythmic tongue flickers. Their diet is diverse, ranging from wild boar and deer to massive water buffalo. A single feeding session can see them consume 80% of their own body mass.
Okay.
Their stomach acid is a potent chemical, capable of dissolving bone, horn, and hoof. Indigestible fur and feathers are later regurgitated as small, dry pellets. After a massive feast, they spend days in the sun to focus their energy on digestion. If they need to flee quickly, they can vomit their meal to instantly lighten their load. Their cold-blooded nature means their metabolism runs at a slow, meditative pace. This efficiency allows them to survive on as few as 12 large meals a year. Young dragons must live in the trees to stay safe from the cannibalistic tendencies of adults. The mating season descends upon the islands between May and August. Males rise onto their hind legs for violent wrestling matches to prove their dominance. A female will lay a clutch of 20 to 30 eggs in the warmth of the earth. The eggs require a long, silent incubation of 7 to 8 months. To confuse predators, the female digs decoy nests around the real eggs. They possess a biological miracle known as parthenogenesis. A female can produce fertile eggs without ever coming into contact with a male. In these instances of asexual reproduction, all resulting offspring are male. This ensures that a lone female can restart a colony on a new, distant island. Hatchlings emerge at just 30 centimeters long, ready for a life of survival. Completely vulnerable, their first instinct is to flee upward into the canopy. The road to adulthood is slow as they reach maturity after nearly a decade. In the rugged wild, they can live for an average of 30 years. In protected habitats, their lifespan can extend much further. From the outside, it is nearly impossible to tell a male from a female. Their genetic code holds ancient echoes of both birds and prehistoric reptiles. Their genome is optimized for incredible physical endurance and heart health. They possess remarkable healing abilities and are immune to their own venom. Their blood contains unique antimicrobial peptides known as VK-25. Scientists are studying these peptides to create a new generation of antibiotics. They are found only on a tiny handful of islands in the Indonesian archipelago. Their home is a rugged landscape of volcanic hills and dry savannas. They thrive in the tropical heat, basking in the open forest glades. To escape the midday sun, they dig deep, cool burrows in the earth. These burrows serve as thermal blankets, keeping them warm through the night. Despite their heavy build, they are surprisingly agile swimmers between islands. The ability to climb is a skill reserved only for the lighter, younger dragons. Their mornings are spent in silent meditation, absorbing the sun's warmth. They are the apex predators, the undisputed monarchs of their domain. In their natural world, they have no enemies other than humanity. They also play the vital role of scavengers, keeping the islands clean. Their size is a perfect adaptation to the isolation and resources of the islands. They are the world's most vivid example of island gigantism. While mostly solitary, a large carcass can bring many dragons together in peace. A strict social hierarchy governs their meals, where the elders eat first. In their world, dominance is measured simply by size and presence. Encounters with humans are recorded but remain extremely rare. They are endangered due to habitat loss and climate change. They are currently listed as endangered by the IUCN. Komodo National Park was established in 1980 to protect them. They were first discovered by the Western world in 1910. Locals call them Ora, or the land crocodile. The first live specimen was exhibited in New York in 1912. They served as inspiration for the classic 1933 film King Kong. They are called dragons, because of old legends suggesting they breathed fire. Their feces are often stark white due to the high bone content in their diet. They drink very little water, getting most of their fluids from their prey. They are active for only a few hours a day, resting the remainder of the time. Their intelligence is high for reptiles, and they can recognize their human keepers. They are among the rare reptiles observed engaging in social play behavior. The speed of their flickering tongue can be several times per second. Their hearts function like a four-chambered engine, optimized for long hunts. Their lungs are highly developed, allowing them to hold their breath for long periods. They communicate through subtle body language, hissing, and tail flicking. When threatened, they emit a loud, intimidating hiss that echoes through the forest. Their bite force is weaker than a lion's, but their venom is the ultimate equalizer. Fossils suggest this species originated in Australia 4 million years ago. It is believed they migrated to Indonesia when sea levels were significantly lower. They are the last legacy of their 7-meter-long ancient relative Megalania. For sleepy dormicients, this ancient giant is the most patient hunter in nature. Nature's secrets are best heard in silence. We hope this exploration of the Komodo's patient life has offered you a moment of calm in a busy world. Each creature tells a story millions of years in the making, and we are honored to share them with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay tuned for our next session of Nocturnal Science. Rest well, knowing that the wonders of evolution are still all around us. Stay curious and stay peaceful. Good night from sleepy dormicients.